Shane Bieber. How about a report on him, Chris?
Well, he comes at hitters with a 5-pitch mix, so for him, it's always interesting to see how he utilizes those weapons. He may lean on 1 or 2 pitches depending on how things are going and how things are working, but if he can control 4 or even 5 of those offerings, look out.
Swing from Acuna. Big drive. Deep left field. That one opts against the fence.
Batting second, the center fielder.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Michael Harris the second. Next up for the Braves. This one looks like trouble. Headed for the plate. He'll score easily.
Well done. Drives in the run. That pretty much split the zone down the middle, and those are the ones where you got to make them pay.
Ripped to short, to third, tag, got him.
Oh, we talked about how the ball is coming out of a pitcher's hand. The way it comes out of his hand as an infielder, wow, really impressive.
Fouled off, he was late. Check swing, went around, 0-2.
No ball, 2 strikes.
And the pitch is outside, ball 1. Ozuna leads off first with 1 away. Here's the pitch to Olsen. On the ground to second, might be 2. There's 1. Out to first. Nice pick. Double play. Here's Lane Thomas.
Strider out there on the mound for this one, and he's a guy who had a really impressive college career but needed Tommy John surgery while playing for Clemson.
Swing and a miss. And the count is 0-2.
You know, Boog, Strider spent time with a sports psychologist at Clemson while rehabbing from his surgery. He talked a lot about the concept of purpose and the importance of having a defined goal for everything you do. You know, it's something Strider now preaches himself.
Swings through it, and that's a strikeout. Now the left fielder, Stephen Kwan. That one finds the zone. 0-1.
0-1's the count.
Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did.
0-2's the count.
Swing and a ball lifted left field. Correa right there to make the grab. Out number 2. Here's Jose Ramirez.
That's a really nice play, ranging back into the outfield for that catch. We all know those can be a little tricky, especially if the wind's swirling around out there.
And first offering is fouled off. 2 outs, base is empty. Next offering is fouled back. Two down, nobody on. Foul ball, it stays 0-2. On the ground to first. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. Top of the second, and here is Austin Riley.
Riley used to be a pitcher back in the day, Boog. In fact, fans used to give him a hard time in his rookie ball days because he started the season with a long slump. He'd get messages questioning if he should go back to pitching, but turns out he made the right choice.
Close, but called a ball. And it's a ball and a strike. Bottom of the zone and a called strike. Headed towards the corner. Noel on the move towards the line. Makes the catch, one down. Here's Sean Murphy.
That's it. The catcher, Sean Murphy.
Back up the middle and a base hit. So they get a man aboard with a one-out single.
Everything came together perfectly for him right there. Other than ripping one into the gap or blasting one over the wall, there aren't a whole lot of hits that are more satisfying than a nice line drive in the center field. So that definitely felt good.
Into the outfield, base hit. They get it in quickly. So first and second, now one out. Now Correa up to hit. That clips the corner.
The last thing he wants is to hit the ball on the ground, but I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone. They'll be pitching for a double play in this spot.
Runners at first and second with one gone here in the third and final game of the series. Swing and a high fly ball right field. Noel on the move towards the line. Squeezes it. Runner tags at second. He thought about third, but won't take the chance and heads back to second. And here comes Ozzie Albies to the dish. Right through there for a strike. Murphy at second. Kelnick at first. 2 out of the inning. A little out front there as he swings through it.
He finds himself in a tough situation early. Just got to try to simplify.
Oh, that's a strikeout, and that'll do it. Welcome back to Cleveland. Singy, these Guardians fans are excited for another season, and especially after watching their team reach the ALCS last year.
Yeah, Boog, and it wasn't a fluke. I mean, they won the American League Central and eliminated Detroit in the ALDS before losing to the Yankees.
And Jose Ramirez had another great season.
And nearly joined the 40-40 club, but finished with 39 home runs. So close. What a player.
Bo Naylor at the plate now. Swing and a miss, strike one.
In the on-deck circle, you really want to use that opportunity to see some pitches and time up the fastball. Last thing you want to do is miss a good hittable fastball early in the count.
0-2.
That's inside. And that is ball one. Got him swinging. 2 down. So up next, Jhonkensy Noel. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1.
0-1's the count.
And he swings through that one.
This guy's pounding the zone. Hitters don't have time to think in between pitches.
Cuts and misses. It's a strike. Here in Cleveland, top half of the third inning, and here is Ronald Acuna Jr. Bieber back to work. And that gets the top of the zone for a strike.
Well, we call that keyholing. Even though it's right there and looks pretty good, if he doesn't love it.
Swing, and this one's blasted. It's got a chance, and it is out of here. And they add on. It's 2-0. Now, Michael Harris the second. Swing, and that ball smashed on a line. Noel makes the grab, one away. You think back to 2017, and Cleveland set a major league record. 22 consecutive wins they had. It was capped off with a 10-inning walk-off win. Pretty amazing streak and a big part of the history of this yard. And now it's Matt Olson's turn to hit. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. Quick throw back in. Lead runner holds at second with one gone. Here's Austin Riley. And a foul ball.
Boog, and I remember early in that season covering them and talking to their staff and players, and they didn't feel like they had really clicked yet. Now, when I went back to do some research, looking at metrics like base runs, I realized they weren't scoring runs at the rate in which the data was saying they should be at. So the numbers were saying it was just a matter of time until they would take off. Little did we know that it would convert into a 22-game winning streak, and it took the baseball world by storm.
I love when you talk nerd to me. Thomas pulls it down and he makes the catch. And there's 2 away.
The catcher.
Now in for the Braves, Sean Murphy. 1 for 1 with a single so far. Fouled off down the right side. Ozuna over at second. Olsen on at first with 2 down. And down on strikes. Good job at damage control right there. Set for the bottom of the third, and now it's going to be Kyle Manzardo.
The designated hitter, Kyle Manzardo.
Manzardo goes 5 feet 11 inches, 205 pounds, and he's usually a first baseman, but today he's the designated hitter.
Some people say that first basemen kind of have the day off regularly because they don't run around a whole lot. But when you think about it, they are involved in just about every single play, and there's a lot of stress that gets put on their legs. So a well-deserved day at the DH spot for him.
Swing and a foul out of play.
Full count.
Nasty backdoor slider. There's really nothing you can do with that if you swing at it. So that's a good take by him.
Ground ball right side. Olsen. The flip to the pitcher covering. Leadoff man retired here in the third. Here's C.J. Abrams to hit. And there's a foul ball. 1 out, base is empty. Swings through that.
I think he was sitting off speed there.
0-2.
Just missed.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Just off the inside corner, and it's 2-2. That one the other way. To first, and that quickly 2 away. Cedar Rafaela digs in for the Guardians. To the right side. He'll do it himself. 3 up, 3 down, inning over. On to the 4th. So now to the plate for Atlanta, Jared Kellner. Swing and a high fly ball out towards right field. And it's caught for the out. And here comes Carlos Correa. He's 0 for 1. And that's fouled off. Correa, the former first overall pick from Puerto Rico back in 2012, and he blossomed into the American League Rookie of the Year in 2015. And that one popped in the air left field. And there are 2 outs. 2 outs, base is empty. Here is Ozzie Albies up to hit. Struck out swinging his first time. And that one just misses. A ball and no strikes. And foul ball. 2 down, nobody on. Top half of inning number 4. There's a swing and a drive. That one's carrying. That'll make it out of here. He made him pay for that one, and they add a run. It's 3-0. Way inside, and that hit him.
Right there. First base.
Up next for Atlanta.
So 2 down, Michael Harris the second. Next up for the Braves. That one off the mark, 1-0.
Well, the good thing so far is that he hasn't issued any free.
Acuna runs. Noel under it. And that'll do it. Braves get one on the big fly. It's now. And welcome back to the ballpark. Bottom of the inning, stepping up for the Guardians, Lane Thomas. Yeah, big swing and a miss.
You know, these Guardians just lacking discipline at the plate in this ball game. So many of their outs have come from weak contact on pitches they're chasing outside of the strike zone. You can't do much of anything with those locations, and that's been true again today.
And a swing and a miss. Make it 4 strikeouts for him on the bump today. Stephen Kwan digs in for the Guardians. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-1.
0-1.
And there's
Outside,
a ball. All right, Singy, trivia time. Back when this ballpark opened, 1994, one future Hall of Famer hit the first triple in the park, and another hit the first homer by a Cleveland player. Think you know who they were?
Okay, I know that Ken Griffey Jr. hit the first triple here, but first homer for Cleveland. Give me a hint.
Switch hitter. That's all you're getting.
Oh, dude. Eddie Murray, no doubt.
Bam. Strider deals. Battling here as he fouls it away. Comes up empty as he chases that one in the dirt. Murphy fires to first, and it's in time for the third out. Back now at Progressive Field. New inning getting started. Here's Marcell Ozuna. Swung on, belted. That's back there. Into Heritage Park and out of here. Home run. Oh, muscle to center field. And they add a run. It's 4-0. Here is Matt Olson. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Throw on to Santana. One away here in the 5th. Here comes Austin Riley. 0 for 2 in this one. And the first pitch misses for ball 1.
Ball 1, no strikes. Ball.
The pitch behind with that swing. It's strike 1.
2 balls, 1 strike.
That's out to center field. Thomas. And there's 2 down. So digging in, Sean Murphy.
Went down looking on 3 pitches last time. Let's see if he can be a little more aggressive right here.
Hard hit left side. Throw on to Santana. And that's the 3rd out. 1 scores in the inning coming on this solo. And we're back. We head to the bottom of the 5th. And now the first baseman, Carlos Santana. Fouled off left side.
You know, these Guardians just aren't putting together very many good at-bats in this one. We're in the back half of the game, and they're still searching for a base runner. He's been great out there on the mound, no doubt, but it's also been a disappointing performance at the plate to this point.
And he makes the catch. And there's 1 down. And here's the catcher, Bo Naylor. Swinging a foul straight back. 1 down, base is empty. And that one fouled off. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that's 6 Ks for him in this one. And up next for Cleveland, Jhonkensy Noel. Just missed.
Notice how they're swinging too early or too late? That's a timing problem. They need to guess right on a few of those pitches, and I mean make an educated guess.
I got 1 ball, 1 strike.
2 outs. So a foul ball makes it 1-2.
Now this offense has just been locked down. Almost 5 full innings of shutout baseball.
And that's ruled a swing. Back here in Cleveland, all set for the top of the 6th. Now in for the Braves, Jared Kelenic. Line drive, takes it in for the out.
It's never fun going back to the dugout after hitting a line drive that finds a glove, but you will get some high fives. You know, when you make great contact, you feel like you've done everything right. But in this game of baseball, not everything is in your control.
Next offering way off the plate. Swing and a drive, deep right field. That one's back. Going, gone. He hammers one out to right. It's 5-zip. 1 down. Ozzie Albies next up for the Braves. Oh, that one's behind him. Oh, now some words being exchanged at the plate, and he's not okay with how that last pitch looked.
Yeah, that's a scary one.
And he dodges that fastball. And here is Ronald Acuna Jr. Up the middle. Tosses to first. And Acuna retired.
It's a good recovery, though, after giving up the home run. Not allowing it to stay in the head, but going to work at the next hitter. And a tough one at that.
That one ripped. Way back there. In to score is the runner from third, and it's now a 6-run lead. In safely with a double, his second of the day.
Didn't take long to get a result for that at bat. Anytime you smoke a ball off the wall, you kind of think about what it could have been, but obviously you have to be happy with that result.
Ripped to right. And they hold him at third. 90 feet away with 2 out.
Having himself a really nice game at the plate. Nice job going the opposite way with it, letting the ball travel and not allowing the barrel to hook around the ball. It's so frustrating when you see a good pitch and your hands roll over. He's on the outside part of the plate, and he approached it perfectly.
Lefty out of the stretch. Runners at first and third. Pulled hard, but it's a foul ball. Line drive, base hit. Runner in from third to extend their lead.
He was all over that one. Anytime you rip a line drive the other way, you feel really good about what you did at the plate. You trusted your hands. You let the ball.
So with second and third occupied, they go for the intentional walk. Base is now loaded, and there's a force at every base. Here's the catcher, Sean Murphy.
Speaking of walks, did you see anything special during your walk into the ballpark today?
Now a very curious choice. They're signaling for the intentional walk with the bases loaded. And that brings home a run. Here's Carlos Correa. Manager signaling from the dugout. It's an intentional walk, and it forces in a run. A bold strategy.
Somebody love it, hate it, no matter